Alright guys, welcome to the channel. Barcelona will be facing Real Madrid at the Camp Nou tomorrow. So this match has been long overdue. We have been waiting for this match for a very long time. So if you guys don't know, about 2 to 3 months ago, El Clasico was pushed back. Originally, the game was supposed to be played on October 26th, but there was a lot of protest and violence going on in Barcelona. And if we read here, it says 9 Catalan separatist leaders were imprisoned on Monday, resulting in wild clashes between hundreds of thousands of protesters, right-wing groups, and state police throughout the week. Then if we continue down here, it says 80 people were injured and 33 arrested during Thursday night's most recent protest, according to Spanish authorities. And because of that incident, the Barcelona versus Madrid Clasico was postponed. And then I talked about this earlier in like some other video when I first started this channel. I was talking about how La Liga made an official request to just have the game moved to the Bernabeu, but then Barcelona didn't want that to happen, and then La Liga came in with another request saying we should have the game on December 7th, and then Barcelona and Real Madrid disagreed with that option also. And so there was a lot of back and forth going on between the two clubs and La Liga. So yeah, El Clasico was pushed back because of safety reasons, and this all resulted into El Clasico being on December 18th, which is tomorrow. Even till this day, it has been officially announced that there's going to be a lot of security throughout the game and all around the Camp Nou, and they also want to minimize the amount of traveling Madrid and Barca are going to be doing in that city. Like if we read here, it says to make the game seem as normal as possible, there will still be a lunch between directors of both clubs. The lunch was meant to be held at the Camp Nou. Since both teams will be sharing the Princesa Sofia hotel, it will be held there instead. And then we can read here, it says Real Madrid's security officers will be on high alert as they maintain the safety of the team, coaches, and directors of their way to and in Barcelona. When the traveling party arrives at Barcelona El Prat airport, they will wait for the green light before continuing with transporting the team in buses. So they're taking a lot of precaution. Then it has been reported by ESPN, and they said that there's going to be over 3,000 securities in the game, and this is all to prevent any potential attacks, whether it's outside the Camp Nou or inside the Camp Nou. So when we talk about Real Madrid and Barcelona, they haven't had the best season so far. They were both struggling in the beginning of the season. Like for example, Barcelona had no Messi because he was injured. When Griezmann was first starting, he looked very lost in the team. He didn't know what was his position, and our away form was very bad. Like we were either tying or losing. And then for Real Madrid, they couldn't find no Ronaldo replacement. Hazard wasn't performing to his full potential. Real Madrid even lost to PSG 3-0. They tied 2-2 against Club Brugge in the UCL. They lost to Mallorca 1-0 in La Liga. And all of this leads into a tie between Barcelona and Real Madrid in the league table with 35 points each. So both teams will be looking to get a win tomorrow, and it's going to be very intense. Real Madrid is also going to be looking for their first win since 2017, and to be more specific, August 16, 2017, which was a Super Cup game. And over the past 5 Clásicos, Real Madrid has been humiliated twice. The first one was when Barcelona won against Real Madrid 5-1, and then when Barcelona won at the Bernabeu 3-0. And I remember after that 3-0 win at the Bernabeu, Piqué was saying it's not fun beating Real Madrid anymore. Winning them 3-0, 4-0, 5-0 is the normal. And so he was talking a lot of mess after the game, and then I believe that made Real Madrid mad. So I expect a very tough game tomorrow. I expect Real Madrid to bring it. And the reason why I say that is because Real Madrid hasn't won in a while, and I know Real Madrid will want to take that lead in the league. The only disadvantage Real Madrid could have is the referee that's going to be attending that Clásico. The referee's name is Hernandez, and he has been reported to be like very anti-Real Madrid. And it says here, in the 2015-2016 season, Hernandez sent Sergio Ramos off and disallowed a goal by Gareth Bale when the Welshman appeared to jump clearly and just higher than Jordi Alba. Real Madrid won that game 1-2. The year after, during the 2016-2017 season, Hernandez sent Ramos off again. Barcelona got a last-second 2-3 win at the Bernabeu. His last Clásico was in 2018 when Hernandez refused to call a Luis Suarez foul on Varane, which ended in Barcelona's second goal. The match ended 2-2. Suarez himself admitted after the game that he had fouled Varane a little. So I can see why the fans will complain about that ref, but we'll see how he manages Real Madrid tomorrow. So now the world is asking and wondering, who is the better team in El Clasico heading into tomorrow's match? We have seen Barcelona struggle, we have seen Real Madrid struggle, so who is going to show up tomorrow? So let me tell you this, Barcelona has something that Real Madrid does not. and Real Madrid has something that Barcelona does not. And so let me explain. Barcelona's top 3 goal scorers is Messi, Suarez, and Griezmann. Messi with 12, Suarez with 9, and Griezmann with 6. If you combine those goals together, it will be a total of 27 goals. Then we can see here Barcelona has the highest goals per match ratio, and it's by a huge margin. Barcelona has 2.7, meanwhile Real Madrid has 2.1. Now, if we look at Real Madrid's top goal scorers, it's Benzema, a center back named Sergio Ramos, and Valverde. Benzema has 12 goals, and then it immediately drops down to 3 goals and then 2 goals by Valverde. Now, if we look at Real Madrid's conceded goal ratio, Real Madrid has a much better defense than Barcelona. And Barcelona is actually one of the worst in La Liga at keeping a clean sheet. And if we look at the stats here, Real Madrid is 3rd place by only conceding 0.8 goals per match. And then Barcelona is all the way at the bottom, and Barcelona is at a 1.3 goals conceded per match. And so the reason why I'm telling you these stats is because Barcelona has a much better attack than Real Madrid, but Real Madrid has a much better defense than Barcelona. One is leaking goals all the time and one has no attack at all. And I believe that is how we are going to see El Clasico tomorrow. Both teams will be looking to use their greatest strengths the best way possible and as much as they can, meaning we can see Real Madrid sit back a little bit more than usual. Messi even spoke a couple hours ago on how Real Madrid likes to approach Barcelona at the Camp Nou, and he said, when we play at the Bernabeu, many more spaces are generated. They attack us more because they have the obligation as the host team, and people push them for that. At the Camp Nou, they play another type of match, sitting a little further back, and they are closer together and hit on the counterattack because they have very fast players up front. And he even said right here, the Camp Nou matches are more locked and complicated, which is true because if we look at the pictures over here that I screenshotted, if we look at the 3-0 win at the Bernabeu that Barcelona won, at the Bernabeu, Real Madrid is a lot more higher and they push more higher because they're ready for the attack. And then if we look at the 5-1 win at the Camp Nou, Real Madrid doesn't like to attack as much. They like to sit back a little bit more, and we can see them more compact and more of a defensive unit. So Real Madrid does approach each game differently depending on where they are at. So besides these two teams using their greatest strengths, I believe the winner of this match is going to be the one on who can improve on their weakness the most. So some players and coaches did speak about tomorrow's game, and I'm going to start with Valverde. And he said, football should be something that unites us all, not something that separates us. I thought the best thing to do was to play the game on the original date. Now it will be played tomorrow no matter how people express themselves. It would have been an even match had it taken place 2 months ago, and it'll be an even match tomorrow. Every Clasico is difficult. This will be the first Clasico for some of our players. This match has special connotations. It is played at a different level, and you notice the importance even from the tunnel. This is the first half of the season, and there are many matches to go, but both teams would like to be ahead after this match. The fact both teams are level on points, that this league season is very finely balanced. So I'm glad that Valverde is aware that they are both leveled with points, and I'm glad that they're going to go with that type of mentality that they have to win this game. And then Griezmann also spoke. He was speaking with Barcelona, and he said, I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be an incredible day, and I hope to get into the game in top form and to play well. Everybody looks forward to this game. It's a very important fixture, both for the fans and for the players. It was always nice to watch it on TV. Now it's a dream come true to actually be one of the actors in this show. Then Messi spoke, but I'm gonna skip the part where he was talking about Real Madrid because I already talked about that. But he also talked about Hazard, and he said Hazard has a lot of quality. He's a different football player who can unbalance defenses, but I think he is different to Cristiano with different characteristics. It is very difficult to replace Cristiano, but Hazard is also a great player. Then we had De Jong speaking, which is probably the most interesting one to me, and he said last year's match with Ajax was very special, but now it's another game and I'm on another team, so it will be different. I'm really excited as it will be my first Clasico, and I hope we win. I have followed all others on television, and the one I enjoyed the most was the 5-0 at the Camp Nou in 2010. It's the same on the day playing against Real Madrid is always special. Also, my family will come see me, and they'll surely experience a spectacular atmosphere. So the first thing I want to say about De Jong is that it's very interesting to see how De Jong is talking about that 5-0 win against Real Madrid, because that was back in 2010. That was a very long time ago. That was almost 10 years ago. So just to see him talk about it is basically telling us that he's been following Barcelona for a very long time, and he has been a huge Barcelona fan for a very long time. And for him to actually finally start participating in these games, it's only good for Barcelona because you can see how much he loves FC Barcelona. And so that's great to hear from a fan like me. And the second thing I want to talk about is that De Jong has not participated in the Clasico yet, but he has played against Real Madrid before, and it was a few months ago, and it was when Ajax eliminated Real Madrid in the round of 16 with a brilliant performance by De Jong at the Bernabeu. And if we look at the highlighted stats, he had 90% pass accuracy accuracy, 6 ball recoveries, 4 out of 4 tackles won, 3 clearances, 2 successful take-ons. And so you can see how good of a player De Jong was when playing at the Bernabeu. And so now I'm very excited to see how De Jong will perform in tomorrow's match and what he could bring to FC Barcelona, especially now that he has better players around him. Then we had Zidane spoke and he said, you can enjoy it. Yes, it's a football game. We play 11 against 11 and the substitutions. This is the most important thing. We know who we are up against. We know they have Messi, but we also have our own weapons. We just want to have a good match. And so speaking about secret weapons, Real Madrid did announce their squad list. And if we take a closer look at their squad list, they have no Hazard or Marcelo. You're missing one of your most important attacking weapons. So I'm guessing Hazard is not there because of injury and also Marcelo. And remember, I recently spoke about how Real Madrid needs to better their attack in order to win this Clasico, but yet Real Madrid did not bring their best and most promising player, which is Hazard, to come and perform on the pitch. Now it's going to be a lot harder for Real Madrid to win against Barcelona. I mean, it's a good thing for us because I'm a Barcelona fan and I'm going for Barcelona, but I think that's a very important thing to note here because now Barcelona can actually risk going up without worrying about who is going to counterattack us. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Zidane lines up and sets up this team in tomorrow's match. And Barcelona did announce their squad list also, and I'm glad to see Ansu Fati and Perez in there. I would really like to see Ansu Fati come in and experience his first Clasico. And so yeah, we're coming in strong. There's nothing new with this squad list. We know who's out and why. Arthur's not going to participate in this Clasico because he has a groin injury or he has like gonorrhea or something, and Dembele is going to be out for another month. Now I want to predict the starting 11 and I want to predict the score. Barcelona regardless is going to have a good attack going forward, but we need to be more of a defensive unit. And my starting 11, my preferred starting 11 is going to be based off that, is to be more of a defensive unit. So I'm going to start with Ter Stegen in goal, Semedo on the right, Piqué and Umtiti as center backs, Alba on the left, Rakitic, Busquets and De Jong in the middle, and then up top is going to be the MSG, which is Messi, Suarez and Griezmann. The only subs I would like to see is Ansu Fati and Vidal. And I believe there's going to be one important big key battle, and that's going to be Umtiti and Piqué versus Benzema, because if we can stop Benzema, which is their main goal scorer, then we will win that match. So that's going to be a very important key part of the game. And if you can stop Benzema, you will stop Real Madrid. So my predicted score for Barcelona versus Real Madrid for tomorrow's game is going to be 3-0. So let's support our team. Let's get excited. It's going to be a very intense match. We have all been waiting for this match since October, ever since it's been postponed. So it's finally here. So we have to get prepared. Both teams know that they are leveled in the league, so they're going to go in hard. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to post a post-match analysis after the game is over. Stay tuned for that. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what's going to be your predicted score, and I'll see you guys next time.